This episode is sponsored by Brevo and Collective. Brevo helps you grow smarter with email, SMS, automations, and AI-powered marketing tools. And Collective keeps your business tax-ready all year so tax season doesn't feel so overwhelming. Get started with Brevo at brevo.com/creator and save on Collective at collective.com/CHC. Hey friends, welcome back to Call Her Creator. Today I'm doing a short, super practical episode because I keep getting this question over and over in my DMs. So I'm like, let me give them some value and help them actually understand what you should be posting on Instagram right now. This isn't going to be trend heavy or like random ideas or guessing, but it's a real structure that you can use. So today I'm going to break down the exact framework I teach inside of Social Media Sales School, and I call it the Core 5 framework. So this is the system that I've used for years with my own accounts and with clients to help us grow audiences, build trust, create consistency, and actually sell from social media. And it's super duper simple. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to remind you the Dare to Post challenge. You have to sign up like right now. If you sign up for this challenge, you're basically going to work with me because I'm doing it too. And we're going to post for 30 days straight. And if you can complete this challenge, not only are you going to see your account grow, more engagement, more profile views, but you get a little slither of that 100,000 prize. Everybody who completes the challenge gets a piece of that pie. So go sign up right now. I'm going to link it in the show notes for us. Dare to Post. All you have to do is post once a day for 30 days. Got you covered. All right. So the Core 5 framework. It's not a framework that means you have to post 5 times a week. You actually don't have to post a certain amount a week at all. Now, I will encourage you to post daily because I think that is where consistency and growth grows, but you don't have to come up with a new idea every single day and keep recreating the wheel, keep reinventing everything every single week. Like that takes a lot of brain juice, and we're not trying to do that, okay? You just need to know kind of like your content pillars. What are you going to have in place? So I'm going to explain what the Core 5 framework is. I'm going to show you exactly how it works, and then I'm going to give you real examples. And I'm going to help you understand why most businesses struggle on social media in the first place. And hopefully we solve that whole problem today. So most people struggle with social for one reason, and that's because they're just showing up randomly, right? Like one day it's a selfie, one day it's a quote that they liked. The next day they're trying to make a sale, and then they go ghost for 2 weeks. And then they come to me and they're like, Instagram definitely doesn't work. And I'm like, hey, actually, Instagram does work. It's not going to reward your randomness. It only rewards strategy. And that's where the Core 5 framework came in. I started doing this when I first started growing my Instagram account. And now I think I hit 203,000 followers today. This is something I believe to work very, very well. We use it at the agency too for all of our social media clients. And it's just something that will help you not only stay consistent, but also they kind of all work together like a sales cycle for your socials. Okay. So the Core 5 framework is a simple content system. It's built around 5 types of posts that every business needs to post about to succeed on social. So education, connection, promotion, authority, and lifestyle. Those are the 5 main categories that work together, like I said, like a sales cycle. Education builds understanding, connection builds trust, promotion drives the action, authority builds credibility, and then the lifestyle makes you human. So when you rotate between these intentionally, you really stop feeling salesy and you start feeling more strategic. So I'm going to walk through each one of these and give you a little quick definition and example so that you can literally walk away from today's episode with my Core 5 framework and test it on yourself, okay? So the first Core 5 is education, which is my favorite. Education posts teach your audience something useful, right? So examples of this would be tips and tricks, tutorials, how-to content, busting a common myth, right? Those are all the ones we always hear these ones. This is the most logical and easiest type of content to post. Examples here, if you're a realtor, Maybe you educate 3 things to do before you list your home. Or if you're a coach, how to plan your week in the next 30 minutes. The reason that this content pillar matters so much is that this positions you as helpful and knowledgeable instead of just being promotional. Like when they need to know something about real estate or about social media marketing or about health, they're going to go to your account because they know that you will educate them. Next core 5 is connection, which is another one of my favorites. This is storytelling, relatability. So connection content, basically like you want them to see that content and be like, oh my gosh, I'm connecting with them. I connect with them. I see them. Oh my gosh, she hears me. She sees me. Like there's a connection through the phone, right? So this would be like behind the scenes or point of view type content or personal moments. Maybe it's your journey. Maybe it's your hardships. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. This can be the bad moments too. What I've seen actually research is that people will even relate more to those harder times than they do the rainbow and butterfly times. So don't be afraid to share those hard moments too. An example of this would be something like, why did you start your business? Was it because you wanted to spend more time with your kids and so you left corporate, yada, yada? Or did something really bad happen in your life that shook you, that changed you to your core, and so you started XYZ? This could be a hard lesson you learned. Or we can flip the script and it could be like a funny real life moment. If you've ever seen those reels that are like point of view, you just XYZ, like those are that connective type content. Thing about connection here is that people don't buy from businesses, they're buying from people that they feel connected to. So if you can be relatable to them in some way, they're going to want to buy from you. Number 3 is promotion. Now this one sounds salesy, right? But this is where you have to sell. So this is going to be your offers, your services, products, bookings, all the things. And I don't want you to look at this as promotional or salesy. I really want you to just think of like, this is the next step for them, right? Here's how to work with me. Hey, enrollment to blah, blah, blah is open. Hey, I'm taking bookings for 5 facials this week. Do you want one? That is telling people what to do next. Here's your next step. So if you never post promotional content, you can't be mad when you're not making sales from Instagram. And we just had this conversation with a client of ours. Her main goal is to drive revenue this year. And we were getting a lot of fluffy educational type content. I'm like, hey, if revenue is your number one goal, then we're going to have to flip the script here and we're going to have to be a little more intentional with our salesy content. Explained all of that. And now we've got more intentional salesy content sprinkled in so that we can bring in revenue for her. Number 4, authority. This is the proof. This is what proves that you know what you're talking about. I want to work with the best. I want to work with you. This can be shown through testimonials, case studies, press, awards, results that you've driven. And I don't want you either to think that testimonials means taking a screenshot of your last Google review, because those just don't work anymore. What you could do for something like this is, we have a realtor actually that did something like, we helped so-and-so save X amount of money on their new home buy. And then it walked them through how they saved them money, right? I've done this before on my own account. We helped our client grow 5,000 followers by doing XYZ, and we walk through what we did to get there. Sometimes I'll get like fun little, I don't know, like if I'm trying to promote my speaking or something and I want to show authority, I'll do behind the scenes of me at a speaking conference and maybe talk about who I spoke to, what I taught, some kind of like, I'm like showing off success, but I'm also like proving like, hey, look at the rooms I'm in, right? So this is like, think of this as like client wins, before and afters, screenshots of your success, behind the scenes of your success. This is what's going to show them the authority there. I'm a WikiHow expert now. And so I posted a reel the other day showing how I've, my badge of honor, WikiHow expert. Here's some of what I got to co-author and help with, yada, yada. Do these pieces of content always perform very well? I mean, they're not going to probably go viral unless it's like, when you think about virality, you got to think it's got to be super duper relatable to go viral, right? So when you're showing testimonials, case studies, awards, it's probably not going to go viral, but it is necessary for you to post because it's the one that moves the needles for conversions, right? So you won't see a whole ton of salesy type content or authority type content on my profile, but I do make sure to keep it in my cycle if I want to drive revenue, if I want to sell services, if I want to get chosen for speaking. I can't always just be posting the fluff. You've got to throw in some authority-driven content in there. And then number 5, another one of my favorites. I love all of these actually. Lifestyle. This is your personality. This is you showing off your hobbies, your life, your values. Maybe it's your morning routine as a social media manager, or my morning routine as a top realtor in Highlands County, or maybe it's you showing your interest outside of work. So I'm trying to think, Call Her Creator. I do this a lot with the podcast. What do I serve? I serve ambitious women who are setting boundaries, who are saying no. So I'm trying to show off stuff like that too. So point of view. There was one story I did the other day, point of view. I made up a lie to a client and it made things 10 times worse. But here's the lesson I learned. And I tried to quit on a client because I was going through some hard times and I didn't have the belief in myself to have that hard conversation. So I just tried to run away and hide. But the client didn't let me quit, actually. I ended up staying. We worked something even better out, better than I could have dreamed of. But it was all because I got real with her and ended up confessing that whatever was going on in my life. So that was a very, when I'm explaining this right now, it's dang, I got very nitty gritty. I got very personal, but those are the things that show off your personality and show that you're a real human. And that's what makes you super memorable instead of just being robotic. Because what do we say? There's a lot of AI out there. And right now, your way to stand out is by showing your personality, telling those stories, getting nitty gritty. That's what's going to make people trust, and want to buy from you.
Are you ready to take your business's marketing to the next level? Meet Brevo, the all-in-one marketing and CRM platform built to help you connect with customers, boost engagement, and grow your business smarter. With Brevo, you can manage all your customer interactions in one place, nurture leads with their built-in CRM, reach your audience through email and SMS, and keep them coming back with powerful automations. But here's where it gets really exciting. Meet Aura, Brevo's AI assistant. Aura helps you craft smarter campaigns by suggesting personalized content, optimizing send times, and even analyzing performance data to help you improve your strategy in real time. It's like having a marketing expert on your team 24/7. And of course, Brevo offers advanced analytics, seamless integrations, and AI-driven personalization, everything you need to create multi-channel campaigns that hit the mark every time. Get started for free today or use code CREATOR50 to save 50% on starter and standard plans for the first 3 months of an annual subscription. Just head to www.brevo.com/creator and take your marketing further with Brevo and Aura. Tax season is right around the corner, and if you're already dreading it, you're not alone. I used to get so stressed around this time of year, but Collective has made it so much easier and way less overwhelming. Collective keeps your business tax ready all year long, from capturing every deduction and keeping your books clean to quarterly tax estimates and professionally prepared tax filings. They handle the back office so you don't have to. It's truly an all-in-one financial solution that turns tax season from a panic into peace. And right now, Collective is giving my listeners 50% off your first 2 months when you go to collective.com/CHC. That's 50% off your first 2 months at collective.com/CHC. Again, collective.com/CHC.
So when you mix these 5 categories correctly, something magical happens, right? Your account stops feeling like a billboard. It stops feeling random and it starts feeling like a brand. People learn from you, they connect with you, they trust you, they see proof, and then what do? They buy from you. Now, with this core 5 framework, I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I have to post 5 times a week, because that can be very scary and hard for people, especially when you're just getting started. So I don't want you to think that you have to post 5 times a week, but I will tell you, I suggest 5 times a week if your goal is to grow your account this year. The more you post, the more chances you have of becoming visible, right? So what can this look like for a mini example of what your week would look like in real life if you were using these different content pillars? A perfect week might look like this. Monday, educational post. Tuesday, connection post. Wednesday, promotion post. Thursday, authority post. Friday, lifestyle. That's the formula. And you can switch these up any which way that you want. It does not matter. You don't have to do an educational piece every Monday. You don't have to do an authority piece every Thursday. You can do whatever you want, but commit to consistency. Pick 2 to start out with and keep that. Like every Tuesday, you post a connective type content. Every Friday, you post lifestyle content. The thing with this too is you can tie in series when you do stuff like that. People get used to seeing this stuff. They get used to the pattern where you're posting. And that's when you can start doing series, reoccurring series. Like I have on the Caitlin Rhodes account, I have the what's trending every single Friday, what's trending. And people know to come to my account for that every Friday. So this formula tries to, it kind of just gets you in your groove and makes things a lot easier on you. Now, here's the part I need you to hear. Knowing the core 5 is really great, right? This is really nice to have your content planned out basically each week, knowing what to post. But what really makes all of this work is when you know how to write the captions with that content, captions that convert, how to plan it without overwhelming yourself. What order should you be posting in? How many times should you be posting per week? What outlets should you be posting on? What Canva template works with what piece of content? What hook should I put with a reel? I teach all of that inside of Social Media School. So Social Media School, it's filled with everything you need to make social media your number one sales driver, right? So you're going to get the full core 5 strategy. It's not me just giving you little teasers here. I'm going to literally dissect each core 5 for you and give you a real life example. I'm going to give you ChatGPT prompts to use so that you can create this content with the core 5 for your own niche. You'll have my research on the perfect amount of posting per week. I told you do what works for you, but there is research out there that shows, when you post X amount of times, here's what kind of growth you should see. I've got a plug and play weekly content calendar in there for you. I've got caption frameworks. I've got reel structures. There's a mini training series in there for how to make your reels go viral. A step-by-step system so you're never guessing what to post on social media. This is all inside of Social Media School, right? So if you're tired of winging it on Instagram and you really want a system that's going to give you real results without random posting, then Social Media Sales School is where I give you that entire playbook. And this episode is really just a teaser of that. The course is the full blueprint. So if you're ready to stop overthinking and you really want to start posting on Instagram with confidence, I'm going to link Social Media Sales School in the show notes for you. And if this episode helped you, take a screenshot, tag me on Instagram, share it to your stories. I'd love to see which part clicked for you the most. And I'd love to see you start using the Core 5 framework. I promise you, they work. I've been doing this for years. This is tried and tested. And I'm happy to share it with you guys, especially inside of Social Media Sales School. So hope this helps. And I will see y'all next week.